We are back. It is your boy, International Walk.
And it's your girl, Tosh, the co-hostess with the most.
And we back with another episode of A2TP podcast, episode 102. How y'all doing out there? We are back.
¿Cómo está?
¿Cómo está?
¿Qué pasa?
¿Qué pasa? Out there, people, y'all can catch us on A2TPodcast.com. Y'all can catch us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Radio Public, TikTok, Breaker, and Spotify. So y'all can catch us on all them platforms. Let's get right into it.
Let's get into it. I am doing great today.
Shoot your number, shoot your shot.
I'm going to say...
You shot it like in 2000. I'm just messing. Go ahead.
I don't know what that even means.
Because we was messing around back in 2000.
2000? Yeah, I guess we was creeping in 2000, but we was official in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. So I'm gonna say I'm an 8.5. Can I be an 8.5?
Sure.
I would be a 9, but I heard a little bad news, not for me, for somebody that I love. So that kind of was like, damn. But overall, mentally, I've been feeling pretty good. Earlier, somebody asked me, somebody that I love was like, how are you? How are you feeling? And I said, at this moment, I feel good. That don't mean yesterday I did. Don't mean tomorrow I will. I hope that I do. But I'm going to live where my feet are. Like my husband says. Financially, I'm a 10. No complaints there. Grateful. I know it's the holiday time. I'm happy that we, have some sense of boundaries where we're not going crazy. We're going to have a great Christmas. But, we ain't going crazy. We doing our thing to make each other, reinforce our love to each other through gifts. But, nothing ridiculous.
Yeah, we have the tendency of in the past Christmases of going a little berserk.
Yeah. I think I was fulfilling some childhood voids, but...
We're trying to make up for a year.
Yeah.
All year in gifts. You get one for every week. It was just
yeah,
crazy.
we was tripping. But yeah, so I feel good. Work. Work is a lot, but I'm going to say work is an 8 because I realized that, I had asked a question on Facebook because I was thinking about some things about work and I just wanted to get other people's perspective. And one of my friends, Nanette, who I love, she kind of broke it down. And, I realized there are facets about my job that I like. So I don't want to complain. It gets heavy sometimes, but I love the autonomy and flexibility. So it's good.
Physicality.
Wait, did I give a number? I said 8.
Yeah, physicality.
I'm gonna say I'm a 7.5. No, I'm gonna say I'm an 8 there too.
An 8? You sure?
Yeah, I'm gonna say an 8.
You sure?
So
I'm gonna go with an 8.
I'm gonna go with an 8.
Why was you about to say a 7.5? Everybody heard you. So
I know, but I changed it because I feel great in this moment. I could feel better, but since 7.5 is the lowest we can go, I don't feel the lowest. So that's why I said an 8.
Okay.
I could feel better and I will.
That sounds like an oxymoron when you say I feel great, but I could feel better.
No, I'm sorry. Way? I feel good. Nothing's hurting.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying. You just clear up what
way. Yeah. Nothing's hurting.
Mentally, physically, spiritually,
I don't have any... Well, we're talking about... it was physicality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have any body aches. Nothing is hurting. Nothing is not functioning properly, and I'm grateful for that. I never had to take no maintenance medications or anything. I just, I want to get back into my groove.
High blood pressure pills is like maintenance medication?
Yeah, something you have to take regularly. High blood pressure pills, insulin, any of those kind of things. I'm going to get back into my workout regimen that I used to really love. But yeah, that's why I'm an 8.
Okay.
How are you?
I am, I'm good. Mentally, I'm good. I would say I'm an 8 mentally. So... yeah, I'm going to go with an 8 for mental. Finances, I would say I'm a 9. Christmas time, all that. So I would say a neener. Work, I would say a solid 8.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say a solid 8. And physicality, I would say a 7.5. That's the lowest we can go. Because
my baby's shoulder
is...
Baby, y'all don't judge my husband. His shirt is a little wrinkled today, but he still looks great.
Yeah,
you still look great.
I didn't, I'm a little,
It's clean. Yeah, he's clean.
I'm sorry.
I just turned around and looked like, oh.
I'm wrinkled?
Just a little bit, but you look okay. I mean, You don't look like you took it out the trash.
No, I didn't take it out the
But
trash.
yeah, I know
took
your
it out my
shoulders
closet.
been bothering you.
Oh my God, does it bother me? A nigga down, man down. So yeah, that's I'm gonna go with an 8.
So I guess
7.5 there.
Can't like jump on your head. You do like lift me up.
I can't do the African booty squat.
No, not tonight.
Not in like Baby Boy.
Not tonight.
Jump around. Couldn't do that no way.
We could have fooled the people. It's like nah.
Like how they jumping around the room? Nah, we not.
My wow is, you know what? I'm going to give myself some kudos. Just the sense of peace that I have, and this peace ain't came easy. It ain't came free. It ain't came without hardships. And I had to work towards where I am mentally. And it don't mean that, you know, it may not ebb and flow and come and go. But at this moment, I'm happy with the decisions that I've been making in my life to protect my peace, to set boundaries and maintain boundaries. So my wow is in. I also want to attribute that to God and to my husband. And shout out to my therapist. But really, my wow is just gratitude and gratefulness. With so much going on in the world, I'm just happy about the space that I feel, the space that I am in at this moment. I'm living where my feet are. At this moment, I feel good. My woe, I don't know if she watches, but I know she loves and supports me and everything and you. I found out today that one of my friends, she's like a little sister to me, god sister, her mom passed away. And it's one of those moments that like, she's 2 years younger than I am. We always kind of had this joke because growing up, I always felt like she was so much younger. And it was like, as we got older, it's like, what? Like, you're how old? So for a long time, I had her at 16. She was like 18, 19, 20, and I kept saying like, nah, you're still 16. But I love you, Danielle, and her sister Toya, her brother Jerry. I'm praying for you guys. I'm sorry for your loss. And it was just a whoa. Not that anybody did anything wrong, but it's crazy when we see so much death on the news and on social media. But when you're scrolling on social media and like you see something, it's like, I know that person. Like, what?
Yeah.
You know, so it kind of shocked, and I call her immediately.
Shit hits home.
Yeah, I call her immediately. You know, she's very heavily involved with her sorority, the Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated, I think they're called. And her line sisters were there with her, so I'm happy that she had that support. But yeah, I called her immediately. She sounded like she's in good spirits. She's pregnant with her first child. So it's just a lot going on in life. So that was just a woe for me. You know, my heart goes out to her and her family.
I don't know who you are, but condolences to your family and yourself about your mother. Yeah, sorry about that. Huh?
Yeah. No, thank you. What's your wows and woes?
My wows and woes is, my wow is just that Christmas is here. I know I piggybacked that
Christmas
last week, but Christmas is here. And I love Christmas, and it's gotten a little bit more Christmassy since last week. I have been coming home to some Christmas music. I've been coming home to some good smells, and you know, a pleasant person. So yeah, it's been very Christmassy. It can be more Christmassy, but it was.
What more do you want from me?
It was better than it was last week. So
I put the fireplace on the TV with the Christmas music,
and it's been awesome. I come in the house and I like smile because it's like, okay, yeah, it feels good here.
Okay.
So yeah, my woe is just I'm tired. It's the end of the year, and I'm tired. I'm tired mentally. I'm tired physically. Got some time off coming up, and I can't wait to be home in the house.
Don't say I can't wait. I don't like when people say, just say I'm looking forward to.
What else you want me to say?
No,
what else you don't want me to say?
When people say, well, I try not to ever say I can't wait because I feel like God gonna be like, I'll show you that you can wait.
Well, I'm gonna wait.
So just say I'm looking forward to.
I'm looking forward. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to some time off with my wife, and just chilling, no company, and just, you know, decompressing and chilling. And
was that a shot at me? No company.
I'm just saying, like, I just want to be alone and chilling and just relaxing and, you know, enjoy my Christmas vacation off and my holidays, just as everybody else should. So that's where I'm at with it.
What's your woe?
I just said my woe. Let's show
Oh,
them.
you being tired. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. First of all, you're gonna be off. I'm not gonna be off technically. I have off, for the holiday weekend,
Right.
but I don't have off like any subsequent days. So that's gonna be like during my work time. I might have visitors during my work day.
No, what is wrong with you? You out your mind. Like, I don't think I'm putting pants on while I'm on vacation. There'd be a black dude in his drawers sitting in his own
Let me
house.
tell y'all, it might sound a little crazy. I work from home. Y'all know that. If you don't, now you know. I'm here all day, every day. And it's been like that since COVID. However, my position at my company, it would have been this way anyway. Like there are people in my position that have worked from home for 20 plus years. I'm just giving y'all that background information because during COVID, his company, because he's in the field, he had off for 6 weeks and was home, but I was still working. But I like him being home with me. Like, don't get me wrong, I don't want to be like a sugar mama, like taking care of him. He's home every day, and I'm not. I'm like, come on, I'm taking care of you. Just lay around it, but I don't know, it's just that sense of comfort. And I don't know whether it's like because I'm in the house all day by myself, which I don't have a problem with. I'm not one of them people who like, oh, I don't like my own company. Sometimes I love being by myself.
But you do get on your own nerves.
I get on my own nerves. And sometimes it's too quiet in here. Sometimes I be walking around the house and I don't know what to do. I don't really watch TV, so I don't be knowing what the heck to watch. But I'm looking forward to you being home. I can make you some lunch during the day. We can have an afternoon quickie, or maybe not quickie. I'm just looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all of that.
Yes.
I'm looking forward to all of that. Really, I am. Topic of discussion is something you posted on Facebook the other day, which I kind of engage with. Dream deferred. How many people are living? How many people are living? How many people are living for the third time? How many people are living their dream job?
Yeah. So.
And are you?
So just to give some background, this was just a random thing that I was thinking about because one, no, I'm not. Like, do I hate my job? Absolutely not. Is it my dream job? Not specifically. No, let me just say, no, it's not my dream job. I never even imagined that I would be doing what I'm doing. To be honest, my dream job as a kid, I wanted to be a neuro/trauma surgeon. That's what I wanted to be all my life for a couple reasons. As you growing up in the hood, it's always I want to be a doctor or a lawyer. That was like the sign of like an intelligent kid. You wanted to say something that was going to make everybody like, woo. But then I truly engaged myself into like looking at medical, like it really became something that I was interested in. On top of that, my grandfather had seizures, and it actually happened when we were out shopping one day. So that really like made my brain want to know like what happens, why does the brain work like this? So that's where the trauma and neurology kind of enmeshed itself.
So you would say no, that you're not doing your dream job.
I am not living my dream
43%
job.
of Americans, out of 2,000 Americans polled, 43% of Americans say they are living their dream job. 19% of them say they worked in the field of their dream job, and a big portion of them said they landed their job at or around when they was 23 years old.
So 43% minus, so that means the other 57% are not.
So people who wanted to be a doctor or a nurse out of the 2,000 were 33%. People who wanted to be a lawyer were 24%. People who wanted to be an actor was 24%. Some people who wanted to be an artist was 22%. And people that wanted to be a teacher was 21%. Yeah. And all those people out of the 2,000 said they landed their dream job before 25.
I think it's admirable. The question that I posted, I also asked on Instagram. 69% of people said no, they aren't living their dream or working. My question was kind of twofold. Are you working in your dream job or a job that you're passionate about? Because maybe whatever your dream job was, you didn't land there, but you do have a job that you love and that you're passionate about. So 69% said no, which means 31% yes. So that's lower than the numbers that your study found.
I would say I am, because when I was young, I am in my dream. But when I was young, I always wanted to be a carpenter. But life took its toll, and you go left, you go right, you do some things, and you don't end up doing that. So not necessarily a carpenter, but work with my hands is what I always wanted to do. I not like physical labor, like clean stuff up, but I always wanted to work with my hands. And somehow life unfolded where I got the opportunity to do that and kind of work myself up in my company and all those things. And so for a while, I remember going to work and like loving my job. Like really, really like, this is what I want to do. I'm super good at it. And, everybody acknowledged me for it. Like it felt good. And then over time, it's not that like I still love it. And I would call it passion instead of love.
Okay.
Like
You're passionate about it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm in love with it the way I used to be. But I'm still passionate about it. I still want to give people a good product. I still have a reputation to uphold that I care about. So I'm passionate about the thing that I do, but I'm not in love with it way that I used to be.
Do you think that that there are contributing factors that drive your passion? Like, let's say one location I know can kind of sway you one way or the other. But let's say if your leadership wasn't as nurturing as it is in your success and progress, do you think that would change your passion?
I'm sure, because I would be like pissing in the wind, because I would feel like I've been doing this for so long and I'm not succeeding at it the way I saw it. Yeah. So I think that has something to do with it. But I'm not in love with it, but I still like to do it. I like a new client. I like different work, stuff that people think outside the box on. I like high-end finishes, things like that. But the regular norm, that gets monotonous and boring.
Yeah, see, there are certain components of my job that I enjoy. The job itself, like I enjoy process improvement. I enjoy new process implementation. So like, going through that process of seeing something start as just the first meeting and conversation and see it now being in effect.
That's one thing. Over the years, I've watched her work over the 20 years I've been with her, and they have implemented like 20,000 things. I've heard that word so many times. There's new implementation, implement this, implement that. It's like all the time something new is implemented.
Yeah, it is. And I enjoy it. Let me say this. I don't enjoy the middle of it, the mix. But when it's like you hear something and it's this first meeting and then seeing it come to fruition and knowing that you were a part of, it's sort of similar to what you're doing, but not as hands-on, but seeing that you were a part of building this and making it what it was and contributing to the process in whatever way. Maybe you ask questions that people didn't think of to ask, where they had to make changes based on that, or maybe you were available to answer questions that people. So I really enjoy that part. Again, the day-to-day things I may not enjoy as much. So I wish I could take those same pieces and maybe have them in a different field sometimes. I think I would like a position that was more people-centric.
So if you had to pick a position tomorrow, your dream position, what field would it be in, and what would you be doing? Would you be the director of something? Would you be an author? Would you be a mentor? Like, what would you be tomorrow if it was like, okay, I can do this for the rest of my life?
A kindergarten teacher.
A kindergarten teacher?
I think that's something that
I've never heard you say that before.
The crazy thing
First
is,
off, that's a hell of a pay cut.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I'm gonna be on board with that one.
I know. I'm just saying.
That's a shame. But that's a hell of a
it's
pay
a shame that is the nature of our society, where it would be such a pay cut. But it's weird because growing up, I went to high school. I graduated with friends at the time, associates now, who we graduated. They went to college to be a teacher, and they are teachers. Some may even be principals. That, not that I look down on it at all, but it was just never something that I considered for me. being a teacher was not like, and it's so weird because I know quite a few people that went to school for. It was never something I considered.
Yeah, I know I
And
wouldn't be
at this age, I feel like, wow, like I feel like that is right up my alley. Like I would have loved doing that.
5-year-olds, babe?
You know, that is like the experience that children have in kindergarten kind of sets the tone for their educational path.
It's weird that you say that because the other day I was reading something and it said from 0 to 7 is your programming. Whatever your parents, who they are and what they stand for, whatever they program you for from 0 to 7, most likely is who you will turn out to be. Like what, because you're not going to learn as much as you learn in life as you do from 0 to 7. And that's hard for some people to believe. For some people, they live to be 70, 80 years old. But you do not learn more in 7 years than you do in 50.
Wow.
Like your brain just picks up so many things in 7 years, from tying your shoe to even the things before that, going to the bathroom, like
walking,
learning how
talking.
to eat, walking, talking, like
you
all
start to learn to
crawling,
read.
like reading, all that stuff you absorb from 0 to 7. So it's weird that you say that.
But it's not I mean, it is surprising to hear it, but when you really think of the nature of it from 0 to 7, like you said, you're going through all of those phases. Once you learn how to walk, you're going to be doing that forever. You learn how to talk, you're going to be doing that forever. Yeah, your vocabulary will be enhanced, but you know how to read, you know how to talk, you know how to tie your shoes, you know how to feed yourself. Now, of course, you'll learn how to cook and those sort of things.
You learn some nuanced things.
Yeah,
like
and social skills and stuff like that. But you figure there are pockets of your life where you're not to say you won't be learning anything. Hopefully you're learning something every day, but you'll kind of be stagnant in life and then kind of move and then kind of move. But that makes sense that you say, because 0 to 7 is like
that's your programming. Whatever you're programmed with from 0 to 7, whatever kind of parents you have that pour into you, and whatever you're programmed with from 0 to 7 is likely to be your programming for life. It's how you see things. It's how you look at things. It's how you've seen your parents handle things. Like all that stuff becomes a part of who you are from 0 to 7. And
I would love to be a part of children's lives in that such pertinent stage, because you can it's very unfortunate, you can make or break a child in that time. Now, not to say, God forbid, if something happens to them that it can't be repaired, but like you said, those pertinent years of their life they're so vulnerable. So yeah, if that is something that somebody said, like, what job would you like to do today that you think, now again, I'm thinking I would love it. In my mind, I would love it. Might get there day one and be like, get me away from these damn kids. Right.
I was about to say 5-year-olds. I know from the gate, I don't want nothing to do with that.
Yeah, I think that is something that I really would love to do.
Yeah. Does money outweigh passion when it comes to your career?
It does. It does.
I was going to say that's some truth, because it really does, and it all depends on circumstance, on where you are in life.
Yeah, because we've been through a situation where I had a job, and to be transparent, I wasn't leaving that job because I just want to find my passion. It was some turmoil going on, and it was like, nah, get me out of here. So we together, my husband, agreed. Like, I took a big pay cut. Thank God, stepping out on faith, I took probably 6 steps backward or 8 steps backwards, and then very quickly made up for it. However, I can say, like, even thinking about my current career, it's not like I would allow myself to be abused or my morals or ethics to be, put in jeopardy. But it's like, if I have a bad day, if I'm looking at other jobs, the money is definitely going to outweigh any decision that I'm making.
Right, because even if you saw, oh shit, I could be a kindergarten teacher tomorrow, but it's $45,000 a year. Like, oh yeah, this is a passion job that I think I want right now, but I can't work for $45,000 a year.
Yeah. So it definitely outweighs. I mean, then there are sometimes you think about one thing that people, and I'm not telling nobody how to live their life and salaries and things like that, but there are certain factors that go into when you're thinking about your salary, like the flexibility, the autonomy, the use of gas. Like, I was talking to somebody about a potential job that they were interested in, and they were talking about, oh well, what the increase would be. But this position required some traveling to some of our offices. And, I was just kind of breaking it down to them, like, you got to take this into consideration. Like, they're not reimbursing gas. So this raise that you're getting, are you accounting for the amount of gas are you spending your raise on the gas? If so, is that worth it? You're taking on a bigger job. It's more responsibility. It's more money. But at the same time, now you got to go out your house more frequently if you're going from a stay-at-home position to, even if you only got to go 2 times a week, that's still money out your pocket so I think those are factors that people have to consider. But in this society that we live in, especially at a certain age.
Yeah.
When I made that decision when we were young, I think I was like 33-ish.
I was ready to say early 30s. We was on the underside of 30. We was on the underside of 35.
Yeah.
So there was some flexibility there. But when you get to your 40s and 50s, where you're supposed to be, the way it's laid out, you fuck off in your 20s, you get your shit together in your 30s, get the job you want in your 40s, and you make the most money that you make in your life in your 50s and 60s. That's how it's supposed to go. And then you retire and you got your money. But that's how they say it's supposed to work. But you can't be taking them kind of drastic risks at 40, 41, 45
unless
years
you
old.
got something happening in your life, like, look, I got this money, or I hit the lottery, or God forbid somebody die or something.
Well, then that
and you
changes
can kind of rest. Then you can say, you know what, I'm gonna go back to school to do this. So I'm gonna try to see how I'm gonna play my hand in this. But to just make those decisions. And some people, I salute to those who do, because recently I know somebody who just started nursing school, completely new career for her. She's in her 30s and had been wanting to do this for some time. Now, I don't know what her financial situation is, but, I salute to people that make that decision. We're just not in a position where I could allow, not that like I would torture myself to say, oh, I got to stay at this job because of money. But yeah, just not. It ain't that.
Yeah, life is, went too far.
Right.
Too far ahead.
Went too far ahead.
Yeah, it went too far. I asked you, what was a job you loved to do that you never considered in your early years, and you said a teacher.
Yeah, a teacher. Something that's common that you mentioned, like a lawyer. I never thought about being a lawyer. That's not something that I think I would want to do.
What kind of lawyer?
No, I'm saying I would not want to be a lawyer.
Okay, I was ready to say, I don't think you'd be good for that.
No.
And that's why I asked what kind. Because defense, prosecution, family lawyer, working with kids, like, what kind of lawyer?
Yeah. Something that really, really interests me, but I know Natasha, and I would shy away from it because of dealing like social work and stuff like that.
Yeah, like that kind. You working in family court, you see SVU stuff like that. Like, nah, that's not.
But teaching, I can say, is probably like at the top of that list. And then also another thing, being a nurse, which I think is an awesome career. I never thought about being a nurse when I was younger. Maybe because I was kind of one-track minded and just wanting to be a surgeon. Never considered nursing, which is something I think I probably would have loved, but it just wasn't on my radar.
I don't think earlier in life you like to help people as much as you do now. And I've been with you for 20 years, and I'm just saying, like, I've known you for a long time, and I don't think in your early years, I'm not saying you didn't care, but you don't care as much. You didn't care as much as you do now about helping people and being of service and pouring into people.
Probably
and
just
again,
needed
probably
that all for myself.
Yeah, I was ready to say life was life, and then you was like, I need to get my shit
gotta
together.
Get together. Yeah, I was trying to keep
and
me on
put a track record of me doing right.
Yeah.
Mine would be something that I never considered. Would be 2 things: mentorship and being in media. So obviously, you know what I'm saying. So I would really love a job in media, and if not that, I would really love a job doing some mentorship.
So let's say rewind 17, 18-year-old Walter graduating from Gratz, on his way to Morehouse, what would your major have been? Like if it today, would
Today,
you,
it
like
would be communications.
broadcasting? Okay.
Yeah.
At 17, 18, is that what do you think that you may have ventured into?
See, at 17, 18, I would only think like my only way would be sports. So if I didn't have a sports scholarship, academically, I couldn't tell you what I would jump at. I would say something that piqued my interest on psychology, something
At
like
that age?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
Not surprising.
Yeah,
I think
would
that's
think
the field that
psychology, like why people do shit or why people interpret shit. Like,
my next question was gonna be, I was
why
going to
people
ask
lie,
you
like, yeah, shit
what
like
job you said you didn't think I cared that much. What job that maybe I never considered, but that you could see me doing?
Detective.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely can see you being a detective. Again, probably not a homicide detective, but a detective. Yeah.
He know my skills.
Sleuth, like a sleuth, like not even a detective. Like you might want to hire a sleuth, like a fucking Columbo or Perry Mason, one of them trench coat wearing
Like
motherfuckers.
Sherlock
Get Sherlock Holmes. One of them trench coat wearing motherfuckers.
My
like,
skills is unmatched.
I'm not talking about like Elliot from Law and Order. I'm talking about a sleuth.
I always surprise you. I be like, babe, look what I feel like. Be like,
sleuth.
Where the hell did you get this?
Yep.
But so you already said it, but I was gonna say I could definitely see you being a psychologist. But to your point, I don't think 10 years ago I wouldn't have seen that in you, because like we always talked about, you came from a position of having tough love, and I think that might have been a barrier for you in being receptive, or other people being receptive of the help that you were trying to offer, because it would have been like, oh my God, I can't talk to my therapist. He won't just tell me. I don't know. I just
I think I had more of that and less grace.
Yes.
I wasn't tapped into extending grace to people, whether they allowing them to fuck up like that shit. It's like once you have the information, try it and see, because what you've been doing has gotten you to this point, which is why you talking to me,
right?
So try what I'm implement what I'm trying to tell you, and maybe things will change for you. But when you don't, it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, you're gonna get yourself in a situation that you can't say sorry for. Like, you can't say sorry if you did a crime and you're gonna get 20 years. You can't say sorry for that shit. You gotta do 20 years.
But where I think you may get,
where you could have listened,
where you may get caught up, because psychologists are mandated reporters. So somebody tell you something crazy they done did that requires you to tell.
I don't think I would tell.
You wouldn't tell. Yeah, you got that code
I
where
cut that shit short. Like, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
I'll refer you to somebody else.
Yeah, you wouldn't tell.
A colleague, but don't tell me that shit.
Yeah.
What's a job you do for free, considering you were rich and money was not a factor?
A couple things that piqued my interest.
Would it still be the kindergarten teacher?
I would think kindergarten teacher. I'm not surprising. Well, it may be surprising to some people. I'm not that good with my hands, but I think I would.
I was looking at the lights.
I can't use scissors. I can't draw. So I don't have that great hand-eye coordination. I say that because I would love to go to hair school just to like have the technical skills, but I don't think I would do good. Like, I know how to curl my hair. I know how to braid.
Your mannequin all up.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever learn how to cut hair. Also, I would like to try my hand at real estate. But I think that these TV shows have made real estate look much easier than it is. So that's something where, like, I think you got to have a cushion to fall back on. I think it takes a while before real estate can be your full-time job.
Right. Yeah.
But I would do that but a kindergarten teacher definitely. But I would do those things for free if it was like money wasn't a factor and I could just kind of try my hand at stuff.
Yeah, if money wasn't a factor, I would do what we talked about the other night. I would try to like be a barber.
Yeah.
Like I would go to barbering school and
You're
probably
great with your hands.
cut hair just like as a hobby and shit like that. Well, obviously I want to make money.
But that would be so dope because you could do
But I
like
would do that for
mentoring
free.
and barber at the same time.
Yeah, I would do that. Well, a barber does mentor. It's like a woman in a hair salon. Like, you know, a bunch of shit. You got to give advice. You got to listen.
But that could be part of your thing.
Secrets.
Like, you're set. You could charge, what's therapy, $125 a session? You could charge that for a cut because they're getting a cut in a session.
Mm-hmm.
That would be awesome.
Well, what if they say, I just want to cut, man? I'm going to be quiet. I ain't gonna nothing to talk about this week, man.
You can leave a tip jar.
I just want to cut. I ain't going to say shit. I ain't going to be quiet, man. $125 for a cut. What's a job you would never do for any amount of money? And I wanted to think about this in real time because I feel like I would do any job to support us. Any job. I would.
Let me tell y'all, my husband told me that he would stand at a bank and flip one of the signs.
I was ready to say that. I would spin an arrow.
I appreciate that so much.
I would spin an arrow to take care of us, whatever that costs, if that's what I absolutely had to do, not to do nothing illegal. But a job I would not want to do, I mean, for no amount of money, it would be like, something that's archaic, like working a minefield or some shit.
You think about the exposure to your lungs.
Because
and all
any
that.
type of labor job, I'm in construction, so I've seen every type of trade job or like I would do any of those jobs, but I mean, it's not that I like all of them, but I would do them before. Like, I don't. So I would like something like working in a minefield would be something that I absolutely would not do. Any fast food place, spin a sign for my baby out the side of a bank or a car dealership. I stand next to the fucking floaty man and do all like whatever I gotta do, not to do nothing illegal, but something that I wouldn't do would be like working a minefield, like go underground for 12 hours.
Let me tell y'all, right? And don't judge me. This is us talking. Because I have a good heart and I'm a good person. Oh,
I know. She wouldn't want to work around mentally challenged kids.
No, I wasn't going to say that.
Because that's true, too.
I would not work at the SPCA or, like, anything regarding, like, animals. Like, you want me to, like, get cats or, like pick them up or, like, just nothing with animals because I just feel like they would attack me. And I love dogs.
Would work at the zoo?
No, I wouldn't work at the zoo. But and nothing where like it would be potential exposure to like mice and rats. You couldn't pay me no amount of money.
So you're not going under the ground in the manholes for no money.
Oh God, that just made my like inside. It's about to make me cry thinking about it. No, oh my God. First of all, it's dark. I'm scared of the dark. I can't. And it's dark and mice. Are you sick? Oh my God, no, never. Oh Jesus, never, okay. Never. That's so scary. I know what job you would never do.
What?
You would never be a cop.
I would never be a cop. And to play on what you were saying, I would never do anything near spiders. Like, I wouldn't be no type of, I don't know if it's a thing called the spider keeper, like a beekeeper. I wouldn't do that.
Okay, you would work in a zoo though, right?
I don't know. The zoo stinks. I don't know if I would want to work there. The birds stink. The monkeys stink. The fucking cats stink.
Yeah.
The snakes and reptiles stink. Like, all that shit stinks.
What if, like, the snakes, like, what if they say, can you take this bag of spiders and just feed them and dump them to the snake? That was like snake food.
The fact that you're telling me to take this bag of spiders, I'm not going to be standing there. Like, I would be gone. That's like somebody telling you, take this bag of mice. By the time they get mite out, like, you're going to be gone. Same thing with me. A different twist of what have you learned is a question. If you could create a political party, what would its name be?
Ooh, a political party. It's weird because you when automatically I thought to my head like the freedom fighters or something like that, but which just sounds so cliche.
Well, that's already been a thing.
Yeah,
So
but
what
I
would
think
you
it would be
create?
something like
The Natashas?
well, I was gonna say the Liberation Party. I think that's already a thing. Equalitarians.
The Equalitarians.
I think I made that word up, but I think so. That's what would be called, equalitarians. No, and let me not say it. It would be called the equitarians because there's a difference between equality and equity. So, yeah, I think it would be called the equitarians. I'm gonna make that word up.
Mine would be the Progressors.
Progressors. Isn't there a progressive party though?
I don't know.
Yeah, so I think you kind of bootlegging them, but
I don't know, so I'm not bootlegging. My own thought.
Ignorance is.
I
No,
don't
I'm
know.
not saying you purposely doing it, but I'm
Ignorance is
saying
bliss.
yeah.
I don't know nothing about the parties
Yeah, I
like
think
that.
it's. I don't want to we've been to vote, so of course it's the Republicans and the Democrats, but I think there's the Libertarians, the Progressive, and then it'll be like the Green Party or something, and it'll be names that you're like, who are these people? Like, why? How did their names get on the ballot where we never even seen a commercial or anything for them?
Be like Ed Green. Like,
Yeah,
who the fuck is
like,
Ed Green?
And he made it to run for president.
9 years, and then he's like, the fuck? $3 grand. Let me see, which one do I want to go with first? Could you be with somebody if you were single, or obviously not with me, or didn't even know anything about me? Because if you did, you would be with me.
Damn.
Could you be with somebody expecting a child?
Wow. This is it's circumstantial.
Like you dug a guy, he dug you. You waited, a month or two to tell him something personal about you. Like you let it move slow, and then he said, "Okay, since you did that, I want to tell you something personal about me. I'm out of a relationship, but in 8 months, I'm gonna have a kid."
It's circumstantial on how the baby came about. What was the nature of the Like, did you have a one night stand and you made? And
No, I could just come out of a relationship.
Oh,
and
well,
we just split up, but she happened to be pregnant.
So probably not in that scenario, because coming out of a relationship, that means there were some feelings there.
So you might think they might get back.
Y'all might rekindle. It's very likely that you may not. But since we're new enough for me to separate myself and not have to have a whole bunch of heartbreak.
So you make it sound like it has to be like you smashed your baby mom on a one night stand, you got her pregnant, and that's how your baby is coming about. And then you met me, we like each other, and you had this one night stand with your baby mom, and that's how your baby came.
Well, it's possibly a situation like that, because again,
there's no really connection there. You just did something because you was
right, and that's not to say, you may not still, but it's probably less likely because you don't have any connection to this person. It was just a physical thing. Now, it also depends on what stage of life I'm in, and do I want to, don't take offense to this, but do I want to be bothered with being a step parent if our relationship was to progress to that?
Right.
Honestly, if at this stage in my life, if I was single and I met a man and that was the scenario, I probably would not engage, because if I really ended up liking you, it's like, oh, man, we got a little kid that gotta be around, and I want to call you like, what you doing Saturday? Let's go to Paris. I don't want you to be like, oh, this is my weekend with the baby.
Can he go?
What about you? Well,
absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I'm just, you can, take it how you want to take it. I'm just being transparent and truthful. I'm still working on myself, so I got less ego than I used to have, but I don't think I will be able to. And I think it would be solely because of ego, and also it's different. And I don't know how women think about baby mamas, but niggas think about baby fathers. It'd be like, man, I ain't fucking with her.
What if a woman was pregnant and the gentleman was killed? He's not alive.
like you, it would probably have to be some type of scenario like that where
You
I
would,
would
but you would consider it.
Yeah, but off the rip, like, nah, you got pregnant. Whether it was a one night stand or you just got in a relationship, whatever it was, it would be like, nah, I can't. Like, you.
So
4
only
weeks
time
pregnant.
you would consider it is if the person was not alive.
Right, and that's sad to say. Like, your daddy got to be dead for me to mess with your mom.
What if? And this is a bad. I know this is just rock with me. Listen. Excuse me. You meet a woman. Excuse me. You meet a woman. She's beautiful, intelligent, has a great job, doing her thing, have her own, and you meet her and let's say she's 10 weeks pregnant. You don't know yet, right? And y'all been talking, and now she's it's 8 weeks later, right? Listen, and she like, I gotta tell you something. A couple months ago, I was out. Got a little too drunk. I made a mistake. And she has no clue who the father is. So it's like that person won't even be in the picture. Would you entertain that?
No. I knew where you was going with it. I wanted you to get it all out, but no.
Okay.
The caveat to that question is, how many baby mamas is too much? How many baby mamas is too many? Can you mess with a guy with one baby mama? And that's okay? I have one baby mama.
But I was going to say...
If I had 2 baby mamas, would that be too much? 3, 4, 5?
Well, at first I was about to say...
Does it not matter?
At first I was going to say it doesn't matter. But it absolutely does matter, because it's not so much the number. It's a reflection of your character. And it's like, why... At what point did you not think that was a problem? That, like, you shouldn't continue in this path?
That's how I just felt. Not to cut you off, when you just said...
You didn't know who the baby was.
Yeah,
it's like a reflection of your character.
A reflection of you. Like, how do you not know who the fucking dad is? You gotta, even if it's a one night stand, you gotta have a general idea of who it is. When you start talking like that, I start thinking you slept with 2 guys in the same day.
No, like, we met at a bar, and like I was on a business trip, and I was staying at a hotel. He was there. I was out of town. We met at a bar. Went up to his
like
room.
The girls we seen in Jamaica. Like, out there by themselves, and hanging with the fucking Jamaican guys.
Yeah.
Get a little something, go back to the States, and nobody know nothing.
Exactly. And it's like, I made a one-time mistake. I've never done that in my life, and I'm pregnant. And I have no way of finding out who the person is. So that's where I was going with that. Not like it's an option between 3 guys and I don't know. Like, I know it's one man. I just don't know who that one man is.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
It is.
Yeah,
unfortunately, that's some people's lives.
I think people would accept it could be between 2 guys and I know who they are. Then it's one guy and I don't know who the fuck he is. That's bad.
That is.
It's bad.
But going back to your other question, so I don't want to say number doesn't matter, because it does. I just don't know what that number is. I'm thinking in my mind, I would not feel comfortable with anything over 3.
Okay.
But also, if you had 1 and there was drama, which our relationship wasn't so much drama that impacted me, it was drama that impacted you. And because I love you, then, but if it was like drama that was like, I ain't dealing with this, then even 1 could be too much if that 1 is too much. And some people take it as offense, but I appreciate women that know what they want and they request. I have a associate that I went to school with. She's actually a doctor. She has a daughter who is actually in school to be a doctor also, which is amazing. But when she met her husband, well, her boyfriend at the time, she purposely, she was grown. She's like, I don't want a man with kids. He didn't have any kids. Now they have a child.
Everybody has that choice. It's enough.
They're married.
8 billion people in the world.
And they have a child that's like, she's like 10 or 11 or so. But she was very intentional where she was like, I just didn't want to deal with a man with kids. And I know somebody else who has several kids, and they have that same mindset of, I love my kids, and it might sound selfish if you want a man to come into your life and you want them to love your kids, but they know they don't have the propensity to love other people's kids. Mm-hmm. And maybe because, like, I got enough of my own, but I think people might think it's unfair, but I think that's
selfish. That's borderline selfish, and you got to have grace in that mindset of, I have to give what I'm asking for. That's a hard no. If you say, I want you to come in as a man and care about my kids that's not yours, but if you got kids and I got to care about yours, I don't want to do that because I got too much. I respect the upfront and being honest about what you want, but that's borderline like I'm not going to give what I want.
Well,
Like,
no, it's like, no,
that.
I'm not going to entertain a man that has kids because I know that I don't want
I
that.
understand that, but that's basically what you're saying. You could be the man of your dreams, but he got 3 kids like you got 3 kids.
And you're like, nah, I don't want to be
They the same age as your kids. So it's like you want him to come in and love and be nice and raise your kids, but he need the same thing that you need.
Well,
from
no,
him.
that's the thing. It's not like I'm gonna ignore your kids. I'm not gonna even deal with you because you got kids.
I know, but the reason why I'm not dealing with you is because you have kids.
Yeah.
So because of that means I don't want to deal with kids. That's not mine.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, but that's borderline saying like I'm asking for something from you that I don't want to do.
Well, that's the same thing the first girl said that I said, but I mean, she only had one. But it was like, okay, I don't want a man with kids.
How many baby mamas is too much?
What about men who feel like they want a woman who don't have, a woman who doesn't have kids?
That's optional too. Just like a woman don't want a man with kids, some men don't want a woman with kids.
I think
so put a number on it.
I think more than 3 is too much. I'm gonna say more than 3 is too much.
More than 3.
Yeah, I think more than 3 is too much.
All right.
3 might be too much, but more than 3, I think it'll be like, nah, I'm okay. And wait, and can I say something else?
Go ahead.
It also depends on age. Because if you're 50 and your youngest child is 20 and you got 4 kids that's from like 20 to 30, who really cares if they, buy 4 different women?
But they still in your life.
They are, but the baby mom factor is probably not as much of an issue. I mean, it may still be a reflection of your character, but I'm just saying it may matter a little bit less.
The kids might carry that shit. That you ain't my mom shit, or ain't gonna respect you, or call you by your first name. Some shit like that. Call me Mrs. whatever my last name is. Don't call me by my first fucking name. Don't be coming in Linda. The fuck is wrong with you?
Your daughter calls me by my first name?
It's not right. She should call you Mrs. Dees.
Okay.
You meet your 18-year-old self. 3 words.
Wow. It gets better.
Wow, you shot that out the gun. It gets better.
Because at 18... You was
using a washer, using a stun cycle.
It was, you know what it was? The thought that sticks out to me in my head at 18, it was like I was here.
Life had you in the monkey head, in the monkey
I was
lock.
here, and I knew I wanted to get here, and I knew what I needed to do to get there. I just didn't know how to do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It just seemed like it was so impossible. Like, I know what I need to do. I just don't know how to do what I need to do that I know, but I don't know how. And it just felt so
when you look back in hindsight, do you really think you knew how? Or do you just think you knew what you knew at that time?
No, I definitely think I knew how.
Because if you go back now, from what you know now to the age 18, would you still follow that plan if you had the resources? Whatever plan you had at 18? Or would you alter it because you're 41 now and you think, all right, maybe I didn't know everything?
No, I absolutely didn't know everything, but I knew. Okay. I just didn't know how to do those things. I didn't understand how to make this sacrifice. I didn't understand how, I guess I didn't have the
discipline.
The discipline, the commitment, the focus. The sacrifice was the biggest thing that I didn't realize. Like, I knew I needed to do it. I just didn't know how to do that. And it's just all boiled down to sacrifice. So, yeah, that would be what I would say to myself. It gets better. Because at that time, I ain't know that it would get better. Thank God that it did. What would you say?
Shit. Go to therapy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
At 18?
Yeah. I think I was more confused at 18 than I've ever been in my life. So, yeah, I would say go to therapy. And I don't know how that would have helped me or what that would have looked like at 18 being in therapy. But I know it would have helped.
Okay.
So I don't know who it would have been, what it would have looked
And
like.
you weren't in trouble yet at 18?
Nah.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I have been in trouble before, but not what you're talking about.
Right. Okay.
Last question, because we're surrounded and Christmas is coming up. Favorite Christmas song? If you've been listening to the carols, what Christmas song comes on that just gets you going?
Okay, so I have two, but I'll say like my favorite since I was a little kid. I saw mommy kissing
Really?
Santa
That's so
Claus.
generic, but okay.
But you know why? This sounds so crazy. In my heart, I used to want that. I used to want my mom to like find somebody else. Like I used to feel it in my soul, like, oh, I wish this was my, like, I just used to feel it in my soul. Then as I got older, and this might be typical too, Donny Hathaway, This Christmas. Those two are my favorite.
That is a jammer there, the Donny Hathaway,
Yeah.
This Christmas. I would say my favorite song to hear is a sad, morbid song, and it's called Only the Lonely.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What would the lonely
Only
do?
the Lonely, yeah.
Okay. At Christmas,
Yeah, so-
what do they do? What do they do?
But, yeah, that's like my favorite Christmas song to hear, but it's like sad, you know, what do they do? Like, what do people who sit by themselves do at Christmas? Or, like, I think you would be conditioned to stop caring about it because, you know,
it just kind of becomes
hurts,
a day to people. You know what? You know what's another awesome song? And there's two versions we talk about. It's the Braxtons and then CeeLo Grey. Mary, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are all. That's an awesome song. But again, if I had to say my favorite, it would definitely be you know, as a kid, that memory of I Saw Mama Kissing Santa Claus, and then Donny Hathaway. One thing I want to just say to people, you kind of touched on this. Christmas isn't the same for everyone. People are going through things. You know, some people have lost family members. Maybe not.
I'm not to cut you off. She just said she had a friend who lost her mom 3 weeks ago. I had a friend who lost his mom. So,
and it may have been years ago. Like things just may have happened. And I say that to say, and this has been circulating around, and not just now, but just be kind to people. You don't know what people are carrying. Also, this might sound mean, and I don't mean it in a mean way, but I think y'all will feel me. Be a little, don't be insensitive and trying to be like, oh, have a happy holiday, because for some people it ain't. And you saying that to people could like stir up, you know, feelings. I know it's a great time for a lot of us, but not for everyone.
And
be
just
kind
because
in
you
other
feel
ways.
the joy doesn't mean everybody else is feeling joy when they walk past you.
Yeah.
They may look up at you, make eye contact, and smile, but you don't know what's on their heart, who they may have lost this time of year, or what they're dealing with. So to say happy holidays because you feeling joyful to everybody you see, yeah, it's a neighborly thing to do. But it's also a neighborly thing to do is to think about your neighbor and what they're going through.
Yeah, just maybe say, hey, have a great day today. Smile at people, hold the door. You know, those little niceties that we can do. But I think sometimes in society, we're so blindsided. Like, not to be morbid or sad, because this ain't that time. Like, for me, I hate when people say Happy Mother's Day to everybody around Mother's Day. I'm not a mother. I don't want to hear it. That's just my thing. And so with the holiday time, you start to think about that. Like, you just never know what's on people's heart. This could be, we know it's a hard time for people for various reasons. So I just say that be kind, but also just be mindful of not everybody may not be feeling, and you shouldn't dim your light, shine your light, but just think of a way to shine it that it may not be blinding to some people.
Let's do a wrap. Act 2 the podcast, episode 102, coming to an end. It is your boy, International Walk.
It's your girl, Tosh, the co-hostess with the mostest.
And again, act2thepodcast.com is where you can see our faces. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Radio Public, TikTok, Breaker, and Spotify. If y'all fuck with us, y'all fuck with us. If y'all don't, God damn it, y'all should. Peace.
And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas.